Hello humans, Artist with the Fro here, and welcome back to the show. We got some new cards to look at today, but before that I want to thank you all again for subscribing. We actually jumped up, I think we're at 670 subscribers, so thank you all for that. Thank you all for watching the shorts as well as the reaction video. It's crazy, I literally just made a video reacting to the Alistair thing, and then I was told, I was like, wait, there's new Alistair cards, and I was like, you gotta be kidding me. There's new Alistair cards. So my hope, my prediction is that, again, these cards are going to be in some sort of Magistus Invoked deck that comes out. Usually the Chronicles decks, or rather the Chronicle videos, have decks that come out afterwards. We've gotten the Sky Striker, we've had the what were the other Chronicles? The Albaz structure deck. Jeez, I can't even remember them anymore. But we've had a few different decks that have come out. So fingers crossed we get some sort of Alistair, Invoked, maybe Magistus, tying in the Regulus cards with that into some sort of like structure deck or box or something. I'd love to have a box where it's like Alistair, Endymion, and then the Witchcrafter cards, and then like maybe some Magistus mixed in there. If they do decide to make that as a set, you definitely know we're going to be getting that. One other thing before we actually jump into checking out the cards, I do have a few videos that are coming up, a lot of shorts, because we're probably going to be explaining each individual card, but we're also going to be getting into some IRL gameplay, or rather IRL, card games. I recently picked up the Legendary Decks collection. We got some stuff there, and then I also have a deck that I've been working on. If you are fans of the channel, if you're looking at like one of the main videos, it kind of tells you what type of deck we're going to be doing. It is lore based, if that's sort of the hint that I can give there. But we will be doing some vlogs. We're going to be showing off some live action duels, and hopefully we'll be moving up, kind of going from locals to regionals, stuff like that as we continue on our Yu-Gi-Oh journey. But enough of that. Let's actually jump into the cards. I think there's like 4 or 5 cards to look at, but a whole bunch of Alistair cards, some lore. I will preface this. I did see the main image, and I immediately was just like, wait a sec, you see that? You see that? And I was just like, oh, timeout. There's a lot of stuff to dissect here. But let's jump into it. Let's see what we have. So what do we say? The new Eon, or Aeon, of Invoked Dawns. This is going to be coming out in that new set, CORI, Chaos Origins, I believe. I'm not exactly sure what the C is. I feel like it's Chaos Origins. Either way, let's actually see. This is going to be, what is this? Alistair the Reminiscent. Level 4 Dark Spellcaster, 1800 attack, 1000 defense. So same stats as Alistair. I wonder, it seems like he's not called Alistair the Invoker. I'm surprised that it doesn't say that, like on the bottom, like this card counts as Alistair. However, I'm not exactly sure. I need to, you know what? I have Invocation. Oh, that kind of tells you what deck we're going to be using. I have Invocation here. Does it require you to have Alistair the Invoker? Let me actually double check. Let's see, Invocation. Let's read this card. Probably would have been best to have this out beforehand, but let's see. What does Invocation say? Fusion summon 1 fusion monster from your extra deck using monsters in your hand as fusion material. If summoning an invoked fusion, you can also banish from your field and either player's graveyards as fusion material. If this card is in your graveyard, you can target one of your banished Alistair the Invoker. So yeah, he doesn't count. It's weird, like he doesn't count as Alistair the Invoker. So you can't bring him back with Invocation. And I think that again, correct me if I'm wrong, but I feel like the Invoked cards also require Alistair the Invoker. Yeah, Mechaba, Caliga, all the original ones require that. But I don't think that the new one, the Magistus card, requires it, Alistair. I think it just requires 1 Magistus and 1 Fusion Link or Synchro or Exceed monster. So interesting to note, this card doesn't count as Alistair, at least it doesn't say that within its first or second effects. It says you can only use the first or second effect each per turn. If this card is in your hand, you can target 1 spellcaster or fusion monster on the field. Special summon this card. Okay. If you do, that monster gains 1000 attack. All right, so it's kind of like a free summon. Kind of has that keys on effect. If this card is normal or special summoned or flip face up, you can banish 1 invoked monster from your extra deck, add 1 invocation or 1 spell card that mentions it from your deck to your hand. The only card that you would get would be the Book of Law, maybe, other than invocation, unless there's another spell card that's in here. Interesting effect. I like the immediate summon. I could see some some Exceed shenanigans going on here. We're going to talk a lot about this, but if you guys look really closely on the sword and on the little chalice that he has both of the spell book, or rather the prophecy cards, or symbol, rather, that little insignia that they have. So again, a little sprinkle of lore in there. We might get some more prophecy stuff. This might tie into the OCG stories, where we actually learn more about how Alistair ends up being trapped in the spellbook tower. I know that there's the one card called Crowley, the First Prophecyr, so maybe he's like the originator, and these are his weapons that he uses before he eventually gets kind of, I guess before he seals himself into the tower. Either way, we'll talk a lot about that in another video. Iwas, interesting. This is the effect version of the fusion monster. So this is, I guess, the real life version of it. So we have Iwas, the Spirit of Law, level 8 wind effect fiend monster. I think that's the same stats for the fusion. I think it has the same attack and defense as well. You can only use the first and second effect of this card's name each once per turn. Banish this card from your hand or field. Add one Alistair monster. So now you can get either this one or the Invoker from your deck to your hand. Then if this effect was activated, immediately after this you can normal summon one spellcaster monster. Alright, if a face-up fusion monster you control is sent to the graveyard except by battle, so if it's used for fusions or if it's destroyed or something, while this card is in your graveyard, you can special summon it, then you can fusion summon one invoked monster using monsters from your hand or field as material. There has to be some sort of recursion here, especially for that effect. Why would you be sending a face-up fusion you control to the graveyard other than using it either as a material or some sort of other shenanigans? But there has to be something where it's like you send it and then you get the card back and then you fuse again. Interesting, but let's keep going. I don't see the combo potential yet. I do see like some of the combo potential, especially with this card, because all you have to do is have a spellcaster on the field or fusion monster, so it's kind of busted. But let's keep going. All right, what do we have here? Vikram v. Virakam. I thought, wow, you know what's crazy? I was like, wait a sec, is that not the same name as one of the Magistus cards? Either way, we're kind of getting a little bit ahead of ourselves. Virakam, the Artificial Spirit. This kind of looks like Ibli or something. Oh wait, who is that? Is that Alistair at the bottom? What is that card? There's like a person underneath. That doesn't look like Alistair. I can't tell what that card is underneath, but maybe we could be getting another card. I don't know. That doesn't really look like Alistair there. I didn't even notice that until I like zoomed in. But there's a person underneath, I guess, the spirit that's coming out of this this being. Interesting. They don't have the spellbook symbol on them, so it could not be, possibly not a prophecy card. Anyway, it says you can only use the first and second and third effect of this card's name each once per turn. All right, if you have an Alistair monster in your graveyard, special summon it from your hand. All right, so it works with both of those. If this way, nope, okay. If you have an Alistair, if this card is special summoned, you can set one invocation or one spell card that mentions it. Again, I don't know the other spell cards that would get invocation. Oh, Magical Meltdown. Although I don't think that works. I think Magical Meltdown only gets you the Alistair card. Yeah, I don't think that that's one of the cards. When your opponent activates a card or effect in response to the activation of your fusion monster's effect, you can banish this card from the field, and if you do, negate that opponent's effect. And if you do that, banish that card. That's actually really good. Really good protection. Let's say you have a Mechabo on the field, or you have... I'm trying to think of... There's not really many other invoked cards that activate fusions on the field. But interesting. Okay. All right. That's an interesting effect. It does offer you some protection. This is a illusion monster, so maybe there's a new fusion with maybe the spellcaster, the fiend, something. Most of the time, the Alistair cards actually don't depend on the type. It usually depends on the attribute. So let's actually see what some of these fusions look like. What in the hell am I looking at? What is this? This looks almost. I'm seeing the black hair and like the horns. I don't know why I thought it was like the dragon that devours the dogma or some sort of like Tri-Brigade card or something. It does have that sword in the back that Alistair had, but it looks like some sort of amalgamation of like floating horns and hair and robes. Invoked Sorath, a level 6 light pyro fusion effect monster. Oh, this was not a fiend. Okay. What else we got? 1600 attack, 2600 defense, one Alistair monster, so you can use Invoked. This card does not say Alistair, okay. One fire or wind monster, so you're using that along with Iwas. And this is not a fire monster either, so interesting. Okay, you can only use the first and second effect of this card's name each once per turn. During the main phase, you can target one level 6 or lower monster in either graveyard, special summon it to your field in defense, but its effects are negated. So you would get something back, possibly the Alistair, and then you would use the Iwas's effect, right? If face of fusion monster sent to the graveyard, special summon it. I guess you would fuse to summon this again. If this card is in your graveyard, you can fusion summon one Invoke monster from your extra deck by banishing its materials from your field or graveyard. Okay, so it's kind of like a little bit of a miracle fusion that allows you to, including this card. Interesting. So you can use it and a card on your field or graveyard. So why would you not just send this? I'm thinking, like, why would you not just send this to the grave and then just, like, fuse with it while it's in the graveyard? There's something here. There's definitely something here with this card. I could definitely see this being like a one-of, but it has the potential to have a few different effects, either when it's on the field or when it's in the graveyard. Let's see what the other cards look like. Whoa, what is this? Okay, so look, that looks like the Viracam. It has the sword going through it, and then it has something down here. This doesn't look like Alistair. This looks like, again, like that character or that creature that had the spirit coming out of it the first time. But let's read this. Invoked Babylon. That's definitely, the name might not stick. We'll have to see. Level 7 Fire Illusion Fusion Effect Monster. 2450, okay. One Alistair monster, one lighter Earth monster. You can only use the first and second effect of this card's name each once per turn. If this card is special summon, you can add one. Okay, you get to add one of that, or one magical name Rose Mundi. What is magical? Did I miss that? Did I miss that card? All right, we got this one. Yeah, I don't know. I didn't see a magical name Rosa Mundi. From your deck to your hand, then you can banish one monster from either graveyard. You can banish this card from your graveyard, then target one fusion monster you control. All face-up monster your opponent control lose attack. Oh, okay, all right. Some good battle sort of strategy here. But this is the interesting thing. Whatever this magical name, Rosa Mundi. We'll have to see what that card is. I'm gonna guess that that's actually the card that we saw that was coming, that had the spirit that came out of it. All right. Other than the search, I don't know what else you would use this for. I could see it being a good card in the graveyard, but again, there has to be some other better way to like send your invoked fusions. It seems like they're having a lot of effects that activate in the grave. Let's read this card. What is this? Level 9. This is Invoked Okeanos or Ocean. I'm gonna guess that K is gonna be a C. Oceanos. Level 9, Earth Sea Serpent Fusion Effect Monster. This is the second Earth one, I think, right? No, Light, Fire, Earth. Okay. I guess we're going to get another set of attributes. This kind of debunks my theory that the Charmers were the original spirits that came out of the Alistair fusions. I had theorized that they were sort of his successors, like Witchcrafter Madame Vere, giving her succession to the Vice Madam, and then, of course, Alistair having Endymion having Regulus as his son and potential heir. But let's read this card. 3,000 attack, 3,000 defense. Materials, one Alistair monster, one Darker Water monster. Okay. You can only use the third effect of this card's name once per turn. So the other two are, I'm guessing, either activated or immediate effects. Let's see. Your opponent cannot target monsters for attacks while this card is in the main monster zone, except this one. Okay. Any monster sent to your opponent's graveyard is banished instead, while this card is in the extra monster zone. Alistair or a dark monster? Why would you... Okay, I can see getting this card out really easily and just leaving it in the extra monster zone and just, like, stalling the hell out of it. But that's actually kind of busted. Any monster sent to your opponent's graveyard is banished instead, while this card is in the extra monster zone. The real interesting thing here would be... Does this card, or is the Magistus card Crowley, does he count as Alistair? Because if he does, this card is going to be super easy to get out, and that second effect is going to be really annoying. That's really busted. You can banish this card from your graveyard. That actually almost stops like Draco Tail, I think. And it's interesting because Phymina is a water monster. So if you have, wow, yeah, no, this actually might be one of the best cards. This card actually might be one of the best. I like the whole little stadium thing it has. Damn, the art looks insane. Oh, it has the sword in it. So with the original Alistair Invoked fusions, they all had the staff coming out of it, but this card has the sword coming out of it. That is interesting. Okay. Banish this card from your graveyard, then target one fusion monster you control that can attack directly. I don't see anything else other than that effect. We're going to have to look up if the Crowley card counts as Alistair, because if he does, I can see this card going up in price. Is it? No. This card right here. Crowley the Gifted Magistus. Let's see. This face-up fusion. This face-up card is fusion material. Its name is treated as Alistair the Invoker. Oh my gosh. This card is actually busted. Does the other Crowley card say that? Does the other one say that too? No, he doesn't. Oh my goodness. Okay, so if you haven't bought this card yet, this might be the card to get. Holy cow. This card's price might actually go up. You can fusion summon one Magistus or Invoked fusion monster from your extra deck using monsters from your hand or field. So special summon him, then send him with Phymina to get, whatchamacallit, what is this card called? Oceanos. Put that in the extra monster zone, and then use Phymina's effect. Yo, this is busted. This card is actually broken. Well, it's not broken, but I can see it setting up some nonsense plays. That's insane. That's going to be problematic. Let's see what this card says. Invoke Transcendence Aeon. We still don't have the Rosa Mundi card, so maybe that's going to show up. I'm going to guess that that's coming a little bit later, but let's read the rest of it. Level 10 Dark Fiend Fusion Effect Monster. 3,800 attack, 3,200 defense. 2 fusion monsters with different attributes. Some sort of super poly. I could see it being used. You can only use the first and second effects of this card's name once per turn and only once that turn. This card is fusion summon. You can banish cards from the field or graveyard up to the number of materials used. Then if you use 3 or more, you can look at your opponent's extra deck and banish up to 3 cards from it. Wow. Okay. Does it have the sword? It has the sword. All right. Interesting. It looks like Iwas, but with like extra hands or something. I don't know. It does look like the Magistus Iwas card. Quick effect, you can declare one attribute. All face-up monsters on the field currently become that attribute until the end of the turn. All right, interesting. The first effect is actually really good. Using 3 fusions, Super Poly for... This is like anti-Draco Tail. Like Super Poly, this card could go really insane. 2 fusion monsters with different attributes. That's insane. Yeah, I could definitely see this being like the new Super Poly target. What else we got here? Invocation Sword. Okay, so this is the sword that he has, and he's summoning the other monsters now. All right, all right. So he's not using the staff anymore. You can only use the first and second effect of this card's name each once per turn. Fusion summon one fusion monster using monsters you control. Summoning and invoke. You can also banish monsters. All right, return. Oh, you can also use banished monsters by returning them to the graveyard. Interesting. During your main phase, if this card is in your graveyard, you can target one Alistair monster or invocation in your graveyard, shuffle it. All right, it has like almost the same effects as invocation. However, this one activates. This card's in your grave. Yeah. It's kind of the same thing. All right, interesting. And no Rosa. Oh, I'm about to say. I was like, where's the other cards? Whoa. All right, let's see. Spiritual Sword Iwas. So Iwas is there, and then you have the sword. I wonder if they're gonna tie that in with the Magistus. I keep saying that, but it's almost true. You can only activate one card with You can only activate one card with this card's name per turn. Activate one of these effects. You can't declare attacks except with fusion monsters. Special summon one Iwas, the Spirit of Law. Okay. Send to the graveyard or banish one Alistair monster from your deck. All right. Look at 3 random face down cards in your opponent's extra deck. Look at 3 random cards, so it's just a banish card. All right, so it's a Foolish Burial or a special summon. Why would you special summon Iwas again? Let's go back up. Banish this card. All right. I guess you could use it for that, but I don't see the point. You could send Alistair to the grave, and he doesn't have anything in the grave. So we're not sending him. We're not doing that. Seems like we're only banishing. But let's keep going. Is this Rosamundi? Okay, here we go. I thought Rosamundi was going to be a card, which maybe means that that card that we saw was Alistair. I'll have to double check. Let's go back up to the little fire thing. It doesn't look like Alistair. It looks like a totally different card that's down there, but I guess maybe it is. All right, let's see. Let's see. What do we got? Rosamundi. All right. You can only use the first and second effect of this card's name each once per turn. Banish one Alistair monster or fusion monster from your graveyard. Special summon one invoked monster from your extra deck, ignoring summoning conditions. But banish it during any end phase. All right. Yeah, it's all right. If a monster becomes banished while this face-up card is in your graveyard, you can banish this card, then target one of your banished invoked monsters and special summon it. Oh, that's kind of busted. That's kind of busted. So you use the first effect, put it in the grave, then you banish something with like Invocation or some other random card, and then you bring it back. Okay, okay. I could definitely see it. Whoa, wait a second. Oh, wait, no. I thought this was another. I was about to say. I was like, is this another card that we're going to get? But no, it's another. What is this? This is Artemis? Oh, it's alternate art Artemis. Ooh, I like it. I like it. I like it. This looks really good. Yep, the sleeves. Okay, Chaos Origins. Oh, my goodness. I cannot wait until Chaos Origins comes out. I need these sleeves. We're going to get these sleeves. Maybe we'll get 2 of them and give one away. But I like the card. I love this. I love the way that this looks. The best card in this entire thing, in my opinion, is Oceanus, because I can see this being busted. I see this card being used a lot with Dracotail. And now I also see this card being like the new Super Poly target. So instead of looking at Mysterion or Secretariat Dragon, you have to now watch out for this card if your opponent is using fusions. All right, overall, really good cards. I'm loving the alternate art Artemis as well. We have to talk about that. We'll include that in another short. We got some more shorts coming up. But yeah, I think that that's going to end it. Again, if you haven't already, you need to pick up Crowley. This card is going to be insane. This card is going to be insane. I think you need to at least have 2 of them now. Busted card. All right, folks, that's gonna do it for today. Again, thank you all. We're slowly climbing up. We might reach 700 before, I want to say maybe before the end of this month. We'll have to see. But anyway, with that being said, my friends, what do you all think of the new cards? Are you going to use them in your Invoked, Magistus, Witchcrafter, Endymion, whatever type of decks you have? Let me know in the comments down below. And of course, as always, I've been the Artist with the Fro. That, my friends, is the show. And thank you all for watching. Take care.